Hello guys, welcome to the channel. If you're new here, we want to welcome you to this beautiful family that we have that is growing. Guys, thank you for joining here. Today I want to bring you guys a video I did for my parents' renovations. When I was renovating the house, my son is making noise. You get used to him doing that. I renovated my parents' house, and one of the projects I did was to reupholster the dining chairs. I bought them these dining chairs a long time ago, and they are falling apart. So what I did is I turned this into, ready for it? This. So this is my very first attempt at doing it, guys. What I'm gonna say is, before you go and buy new chairs, if it's structurally not broken, just try doing this. Go buy yourself your favorite fabric, get a staple gun and try it. Trust me, you will just get a few more years from that chair, and hey, this just might be your side hustle. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to comment, guys. Comment. Let's just start having a conversation. Comment on what you think about how it looks, especially for the fact that it's the first time I try this. Let me know what you guys think, and if you try this, or if you are wanting me to work you through some advice on how you can do this, drop me a comment down below. Thank you guys for being here, and see you on the flip side. All right. Here we go. So this is what you're going to be needing for this project. A piece of fabric. This is what I bought. I love this material. I think I got it for 85 rands per meter. And this piece of decorative metal, I really don't know what the name is, but at the fabric store, if you ask for anything that you need to upholster, they should be able to tell you. A stapling gun, and of course staples. You will also need a hot glue gun. That's for the decorating part of it, and the glue itself. That goes without saying. You'll also need a pair of scissors. I used my kitchen scissors, don't judge me. And these pins, we're gonna use them to decorate. Again, if you go to a fabric store, they should be able to tell you or show you these things. And this is an Allen key I'm going to use to disassemble the chair. And this is what we're working with, guys. Look at this chair. It's seen its number of days. Let's try and change this to a beauty. All right. So I took my Allen key and I just started undoing the screw. Are these called screws, knots? What are these things called? Yes, I started undoing those at the back of the chair. I'm not going to bore you with the whole thing, but you guys get the gist of it. So we need to break this chair apart. It breaks into two parts. Take out all the legs, and we're going to work with the bottom part, which is the seat area, and the backrest separate. All right. So I started with the bottom seating part first. I'm going to be very slow explaining this part because it was very important. I don't like measuring. So what I did is I didn't cut the material. Some people would prefer to measure out how the width and height and stuff of this. But what I did is I was using the material. I positioned this and made sure that it was positioned such that the material just covers the area I need to staple. Okay. And then without cutting, I'm going to start stapling. The first stapling part, I really don't try and bother with, is it tight enough or anything. I'm just doing this alone. So what I'm doing is I'm stapling one section. You can see that looks very loose. So I'm not overthinking it. I've positioned it. I know that all the ends or all the sides will be covered. I just stapled through. Okay. Again, not to bore you, I'm gonna just fast forward on this one. Once I have stapled one side, I don't do the opposite side of it. I just did the one right next to it. Adjacent? I think it's the adjacent one, yes. Because I want to be able to pull on the opposite side, knowing that the end I've done will not be moving. So this is just like getting a grip, so that once I start stapling the opposite ends, I know that the material is not moving on the ends that I have stapled. So it's like having some person holding it on my end, on the other end. So you can see what I'm going to do here. Leave that flap that way. I'll show you what I'm going to do with that. So now that those two corners have been done, I'm going to pull very tightly. This is the important part. Make sure that you pull extremely tightly when you staple the opposite end, because we're practically done at this point when we're just talking about the upholstering part of things. All right, now we've done 3 ends. We're doing the last end. Remember, this is the part where the bottom was screwed to the backrest. So that's why you can see that the material is not going all the way down. We're gonna need to leave those holes exposed so that we can screw back the the backrest. So I'm just stapling along that, making sure not to cover those holes that we need to assemble the chair again. All right. Now I'm ready to cut my material. I have stapled all 4 sides. I'm essentially done at this point. What I'm gonna be doing after cutting the material is just doing the neat part of it, making sure that I have properly stapled, it's stable, and that it will not come apart very easily. You can already see, looking at that seating section, guys, we've done everything. It looks good. It looks very neat. I've made sure to cut as close to the staples as possible so that I don't waste any material. Once again, I'm cutting very close to the staples. I like it to look neat. Even if it's not going to be visible, I prefer for it to be neat. Now moving on to the corners. This is what I'm going to say to you. Think of this as either wrapping a present or wrapping your child, or if you don't have a child, your school books. I tucked it in and then just folded. That's all I did. There is no right or wrong way of doing this. This is what I decided to do. Tucked it in, folded. So now all I have to do now is just staple it, and this is where we will use the pins later to hide those staples. It's gonna end up being some form of like decoration on the chair. Now these little corners can be a little bit tricky. Make sure you go tight in there and you staple right inside. All right, I'm gonna do this one slightly slowly so that you can see that I tucked in, pulled and folded. It would be smarter to actually staple so that it doesn't keep on coming off. All right, there it is. It looks pretty neat, and you can just staple to keep it stable. Again, we're going to go into that corner, same as what we did on the other side. Just cutting off some loose material, and then I'm going to staple right in there, right into that corner. Do as many staples as you can. You do not want it to come off. I'm reinforcing this by doing a second set of staples. We're not going to be seeing them anyway. And we are done. There it is. I'm happy with this. This part is done when it comes to the upholstering part. Now the backrest. We are going to be doing exactly the same thing. I have not cut the material. I'm just going to make sure that I position it such that the whole chair is going to be covered at the end. I want to use the end as my guide. Start to staple that one, and then I'm going to move to the opposite side. Alright, so you see what I did there? I'm making sure that the whole chair is covered. This is the front end. I'm going to pull it very tightly and then do the opposite side. Pull tight and then start stapling. Moving on to the top part. That's that fold. Tuck in. Now you're seeing it from the back view. Tuck in and then staple. And to cover the back area, I'm going to pull very tightly here and repeat the stapling process. And there it is. This is how it looks. Something that I didn't show you guys. Remember there's a section we left on the bottom part that was for the screws? I did the same. I just went and cut out that section here, as you can see. Sorry, I didn't record that on camera. Having done that, now all we need to do is cut off the loose material. I am cutting as close to the staples as possible because I do not, one, want to waste any material, and two, I just want it to look neat. I just want it to look neat. You can also see I tried as much as possible to make sure that my staples are as straight or along a line as possible. It just makes the aesthetics of this much nicer and the decorative process easier. I am trying not to waste the material as much as possible. Going to the corner, once again, remember, we tuck in and then we fold. Tuck in, then we fold, and then we just staple it down. that's how it looks. Now I'm just gonna do the decorative part. We take the pins, all those folds that we did, we're gonna use the pins to decorate. It's decoration, but we're honestly also trying to hide the staples. So everywhere where there's staples on the folds, we're gonna put the pin. Something I did here that I would not advise you to do, I used my stapling gun to hammer these in. Please, it's irresponsible. Don't do it. These staple guns are very dangerous. If you can get a little hammer or something else to use, I would prefer that you do that, okay? Just because I'm doing it doesn't mean you should. This is my disclaimer to you. Do not use your stapling gun. So guys, as you can see, we have upholstered the chairs. Chair upholstery, DIY chair upholstery at its best. This was my first attempt. I have never seen this done live. I've only seen YouTube videos. So this was my take on it. It's not perfect, but it's my take on it. All right, so now to hide all those other staples, we're taking that decorative metal. We're gonna take glue gun, hot glue gun, and we're gonna just glue it on. Warning, it's a hot glue gun. The glue is very hot. I burnt myself so many times. Now, word of advice, I would say to you, do not put the glue all the way from one end to another because it gets cold very quickly. You need to put that metal on there while it's blazing hot because that's when it's gonna stick. So do a little section, stop, put the metal on, press it down, leave it for a little while, repeat the process. And that way it will be more effective. Trust me, there were so many times that I tried to do it all the way, it was just a waste of glue. Waste of glue. Alright, nice thing is you can cut that right at the end there. Very easy to break it off. It's a very malleable piece of metal. Alright, doing the same thing to the next corner. And we just keep repeating the process. We go all the way, put in the glue, pressing the metal down, and holding it for a little while. And this is what we're going to do again to the bottom part. The folds, those corners that we folded, we're going to be trying to hide the staples with the pins. It's like exactly what we did with the backrest. We're just repeating it on the seat. Again, please don't use your staple gun. I do not want you guys shooting yourselves with the staples and saying I was doing it. And this is what we have now. We are done with the chair upholstering. We can put it all back together. We're just gonna repeat what we did backwards. We use the Allen key to take it off. We're gonna put it in there and use the Allen key to tighten it. And guys, this is it. DIY chair upholstery at its best. I love the results. I love the results. I am very happy with the results. I did not think I could do it, and it has been done. I think you can also do this. I hope you try it. Leave a comment in the comment section. Subscribe, please subscribe, and make sure that you do not throw away your chairs before you try this. All right. Hope you enjoyed.